I want to share with you a really practical dating tip that will help you get more second and third dates. And this tip is asking a lady out on a second date or on the third date while you are still on a date with her. Let's assume you are having a first date and it goes well, like you have been talking for 40-50 minutes and she's smiling, you can read her body language, she's leaning into you and you're having a good time. And right now is the time to start discussing the second date. Don't wait till the very end. Don't wait for 3 days to seem more mysterious. You are already on a date with her. The level of energy is high, you're laughing, you're still enjoying your company, because you know what, first dates, they can be stressful, and at the end of the date, well, you have enjoyed the date, but the level of energy can be a little bit lower because you have tried to do your best to make her like you, and she tried to do her best to actually show her best features. So let's assume you are talking for like 50 minutes, for 1 hour. Ask her, what is your idea of a really good second date? What have you never done on a second date? And then give her a suggestion, like tell her that, as for me, I have never been on a breakfast date. And I think it is a splendid idea because like everybody is having like dinner date or coffee date. Let's have a breakfast date or a brunch date. I know this really cute brunch play that I wanted to attend, and I would really like to take you there. And then listen to what she is telling you. For example, she tells you that, you know what, for a second date, I always wanted to take a tango class, or I always wanted to go to that park and there are these little really sweet white boats, and I wanted to go on a date on a boat, or I wanted to go to that roof, to that bar. Listen to what she is suggesting and start planning it right on the date. Because you know what, when you are making plans, you are flirting, because you are talking about the date, so of course it is a flirty topic. And this topic, it's always a way out of a friend zone, because you're talking about the date, you're flirting, you're discussing taking her out on a second date, and make plans right on the first date. Google the dancing class, Google the restaurant, make the reservation, choose the date, choose the time, and see, you already have plans and you are taking her out on a second date. See, you already have a second date, or for example the third date if you're using this trick on the second date, and it is harder to say no, harder to start like overthinking the date, overthinking the connection, the chemistry. When you're together on a date, you're smiling, your energy is high, so use this trick. You can actually start Googling the place where, for example, you can take her for this tango class, or you can start Googling the breakfast place. You can make a reservation so that at the end of the date you have already made the reservation, you have already agreed on the time, on the place, and you have it in your calendar, she had it in her calendar, so you have a date. You can use a technique and on the third and on the fourth date, and even if you're having a Zoom date with her, let's assume it is your first Zoom date or your second Zoom date, you can start discussing the next Zoom date and make some plans. For example, next time I will take you on a walk on my neighborhood, and taking her on a walk, if you're doing long distance in, you actually take your phone, headphones, a cup of coffee, and you show her around. So you have made the plans, and then you have to stick to the plan. Because if you haven't scheduled the date right on the first date, chances are high she will return back home. She will talk to someone, to her mom, to her friend. She will have a conversation with her boss. Her energy will be lower, her mood can actually sink. She will start overthinking everything because, well, we are human beings, and a date, you go out of your comfort zone. So it is actually better to ask her out right on a date. And when you ask her, like, what is your idea of a really good second date or a really good third date, or what you have never done on a date, and you share your thoughts, you share your dreams, you can learn a lot about each other, and it's asking on a date without actually having to ask, like, go out with me again. So guys, I hope you will use this little trick. It always works if you do it right. If you want more practical dating tips and advice, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel, to press like, also to support our channel by becoming a sponsor. Also, you can schedule the first complimentary consultation with a matchmaker and a dating coach by filling in the form below this video. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I'm the founder and the leading matchmaker at Diolli.com, and I'm filming this video for you in Munich, Germany. I wish you lots of love.